Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Big 12 Report presented by Dr. Pepper. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent, and this week my co-host is Sean Dory, who's over here this week. Well, Sean, we were off last week with the show. Do you think anyone missed us?
I'm going to probably go with no.
That's probably right. Anything newsworthy going on? You got anything, any breaking news you can talk about?
There was a small story breaking. Yeah. But the conference office was bustling on Thursday as news was breaking that Stanford Director of Athletics Bob Bowlesby would be named the next commissioner of the Big 12 Conference. The official announcement came on Friday, and the Big 12 Digital Network was there to capture all the sights and sounds from the historic day in the league.
Bob Bowlesby, the fourth full-time Big 12 commissioner, was formally introduced Friday and met with the media at conference headquarters. He made it clear that he believes the Big 12 is well positioned to move forward and be successful because of the people he'll be working with.
Mostly the presidential leadership and the athletic directors that I know. I think that there's an aggregate group of people that really care deeply about how this place runs and what we stand for, and that's a good place to start.
Bowlesby will officially assume his duties on June 15th. Acting Commissioner Chuck Ninus will continue to work with the Big 12 and help with the transition process. Bowlesby, considered one of the most respected athletic administrators in the nation, comes to the Big 12 after serving 6 years as Director of Athletics at Stanford. Bowlesby said becoming a serious candidate and winding up with the job happened quickly, just in the last week. He also said that at first he wasn't convinced he wanted the job. Talking with conference leaders helped him decide.
We talked about all kinds of things, but as I asked questions, my questions tended to be around is the public perception of the league and the instability, is it real or is there another reality? A message we have to send in everything we do. When we make decisions, we need to make decisions that demonstrate our solidarity, not demonstrate any sort of fracture.
Echoing statements from Oklahoma State President Burns Hargis, chairman of the Big 12 Board of Directors, Bowlesby emphasized the Big 12's stability and bright future. Bowlesby said that the Big 12 can do whatever the Big 12 wants to do.
President Hargis has been wonderful in working with me so that I understand what their expectation is, and so that I understand how we're going to work going forward, and so that they understand what I stand for. Because I think if you check around, I've always tried to operate with integrity and with high academic considerations and with a burning desire to compete. And I'm going to continue to do that as the commissioner of the Big 12.
To watch Friday's news conference or listen to the media teleconference, visit Big12Sports.com.
Well, as Wendell was taking you through the big news off the field, I know it was getting you fired up for his on-the-field announcements and his world-famous shout-outs.
Well, we're going to start out with track and field. The Big 12 men's and women's track and field championships will be held this weekend at Kansas State starting on Friday. Short of the NCAA championships and the Olympics, this might be the nation's best track and field competition. 5 Big 12 men's teams are ranked in this week's national poll. Texas A&M is number 2, Texas Tech is number 3, Texas is 10th, Oklahoma is 20th, and Kansas is 23rd. And there are 8 women's teams in the top 25, including 4 in the top 10. Texas at number 3, Kansas at number 5, Texas Tech at 6, Texas A&M at 8th, and then Oklahoma is number 13, Iowa State is 20, Baylor is 23rd, and Kansas State is number 25. Now, our friends at K-State put together this must-watch video showing high jumper Eric Kennard jumping over Kansas State basketball player Jordan Henriquez, who is 6'11" tall. Shout out number 2 is about baseball. Baylor ran away and hid from everyone in this season's Big 12 baseball race. The Bears are 18-0, setting a record for best Big 12 start and winning streak. And without playing a game Saturday, the Bears clinched the regular season title. Missouri's 5-4 win over Texas ended any chance the Longhorns had of tying for first place. For Baylor, it's the third Big 12 title and second outright baseball championship. And in softball over the weekend, Oklahoma took 2 of 3 from Texas and is closing in on the school's 9th Big 12 title. The Sooners have a 2-game lead over second-place Missouri, and they can clinch the title if they take 2 of 3 from last-place Iowa State this weekend in Ames. 7 Big 12 teams will participate in the Ncaa Women's Regional Golf Tournaments that will start Thursday and end on Saturday. It's the second consecutive year the Big 12 has 7 teams competing in the NCAAs. Texas A&M, Oklahoma State, and Texas will compete in the East Regional in State College, Pennsylvania, while Big 12 champion Oklahoma, Baylor, Texas Tech, and Iowa State will compete in the West Regional in Erie, Colorado. NCAA regional tennis action starts this weekend. 10 Big 12 Conference tennis teams will compete. Men's and women's programs from Baylor, Texas, Texas A&M, and Texas Tech received invites, while the Oklahoma men and Oklahoma State women were also selected. Baylor and Texas will host the first 2 rounds in women's play, while Oklahoma will host the first 2 rounds in the men's tournament.
Just a reminder, you can stay up with all that NCAA action on Big12Sports.com as well as on our Twitter and Facebook pages. But that's it for this week's Big 12 Report presented by Dr. Pepper. For our resident draft expert, Wendell Barnhouse, I'm Sean Dory. Thanks for joining us and have a great week.